At first glance, it looks like an unlikely friendship. A small bird lands confidently on the back of one of Africa's largest and most powerful animals. Instead of flying away, the massive rhinoceros continues walking across the open savanna as though the tiny visitor belongs there. To many people, the scene appears peaceful. It almost looks as if the bird is giving the rhino company during its journey. But the truth is far more fascinating. Across the African grasslands, survival often depends on relationships that seem unusual at first glance. While rhinos possess incredible strength and thick armor-like skin, even they face a problem they cannot easily solve alone. That problem is parasites. As a rhino moves through tall grass, muddy waterholes, and dense vegetation, ticks and other blood-feeding parasites attach themselves to its thick skin. Many settle inside deep folds around the neck, shoulders, legs, and ears, where they are difficult to remove. Over time, these parasites can cause irritation, blood loss, and increase the risk of infection. This is where the oxpecker enters the story. Small, agile, and constantly searching for food, the red-billed oxpecker has developed an extraordinary lifestyle. Instead of hunting insects in the grass like many other birds, it spends much of its life riding on the backs of large mammals. For the oxpecker, a rhinoceros is more than just another animal. It is a moving source of food. As the rhino grazes peacefully, the bird hops across its body with remarkable confidence. Its sharp eyes carefully examine every wrinkle, every fold of skin, and every hidden corner where parasites might be hiding. Soon, the search begins. Using its narrow beak, the oxpecker carefully removes ticks clinging tightly to the rhino's skin. Some parasites have only recently attached. Others have already become swollen after feeding on the rhino's blood for several days. Each successful removal provides another meal for the bird. The rhinoceros benefits as well. Every parasite removed means less irritation, fewer blood-feeding pests, and cleaner skin. Although the rhino may not fully understand the bird's intentions, it usually tolerates its tiny passenger without resistance. Sometimes the bird even climbs onto the rhino's face. It carefully searches around the eyes, ears, and horns, exploring places that would be almost impossible for the rhino to reach on its own. The relationship appears perfectly balanced. Yet scientists have discovered that the story is more complicated than it first seems. For many years, researchers believed oxpeckers were ideal cleaning partners that always helped their hosts. More recent observations, however, have revealed that the birds do not always behave as perfect cleaners. Occasionally, an oxpecker may peck at an existing wound instead of removing parasites. Rather than allowing the wound to heal quickly, the bird may feed on small amounts of blood or damaged tissue. This behavior provides additional nutrition for the oxpecker, but it may slow the healing process for the rhino. Even so, the overall relationship often remains beneficial. The large number of ticks removed during regular cleaning can outweigh the occasional negative effects. Nature rarely creates perfect partnerships. Instead, most relationships exist somewhere between cooperation and self-interest. Each species is constantly making decisions based on energy, opportunity, and survival. For the oxpecker, every parasite represents an easy meal that requires far less effort than chasing flying insects across the savanna. For the rhinoceros, allowing the bird to search its skin may reduce the constant irritation caused by hundreds of tiny parasites. Communication also plays an important role. Rhinos generally remain calm while trusted oxpeckers move across their bodies. Sudden movements are rare, allowing the birds to work safely without constantly worrying about being thrown to the ground. Some scientists also believe the relationship provides another unexpected advantage. Because oxpeckers have excellent eyesight and react quickly to danger, they often become alarmed before the rhino notices an approaching predator or human. Their sudden calls and rapid flight may serve as an early warning system, giving the rhino valuable extra seconds to react. Whether searching for parasites or sounding an alarm, the tiny bird plays a much larger role than its size would suggest. Across Africa, these remarkable encounters continue every day. A bird weighing only a few dozen grams confidently rides an animal weighing more than 1,000 kilograms. One survives by finding food. The other gains relief from irritating parasites and perhaps an extra pair of watchful eyes. At first glance, the scene may look simple. But beneath the surface lies another remarkable example of how survival often depends on unexpected partnerships. The next time you see a tiny bird standing on the back of a giant rhinoceros, remember that nature is rarely as simple as it appears. Sometimes, even one of Earth's most powerful land animals benefits from the help of a bird small enough to fit in the palm of a human hand. The giant rhinoceros continues across the African plains while its tiny feathered partner finishes one final inspection before taking flight. Their brief partnership ends, but another extraordinary story of survival continues across the wild African landscape. Every day, countless cleaning partnerships unfold across Africa, helping both species survive in a challenging environment. The oxpecker never sees the rhino as a friend. It sees a reliable source of food. The rhinoceros never invites the bird. It simply tolerates its presence because the benefits outweigh the inconvenience. Neither animal understands cooperation in the human sense. Instead, millions of years of evolution have shaped behaviors that allow both species to benefit. Nature often rewards practical solutions rather than perfect partnerships. Every parasite removed is another meal for the bird. Every tick removed brings a little more comfort to the rhino. Together, they demonstrate one of Africa's most fascinating examples of survival through mutual benefit. Even the mightiest animals sometimes depend on the smallest helpers. Every encounter reminds us that survival in the wild is rarely about strength alone. Sometimes the smallest creatures make the greatest difference. The giant rhino gains cleaner skin, while the tiny bird gains another meal. And together, they reveal another extraordinary example of how nature transforms simple survival into one of its most remarkable partnerships.